The world is on fire, oceans are rising, forests are vanishing. And yet, there is one country quietly rewriting the rules of our climate future. This isn't science fiction, this is Sweden, a nation that stood at the edge of the climate cliff and decided to build a bridge. Not for themselves, but for all of us. This is the story of how Sweden defied nature, and how we might all follow. In the 1970s, Sweden was in trouble. Its cities were choking on smog, its forests were threatened by acid rain, and its economy powered almost entirely by fossil fuels. But something remarkable happened. Sweden didn't ignore it. It listened to its scientists, to its youth, to its people. Sweden became the first country in the world to host a United Nations conference on the human environment. That moment wasn't just political, it was cultural. Sweden stopped seeing the climate as someone else's problem, it became personal. And it started a transformation that would shock the world. While others argued over why, Sweden asked how. They turned rivers into clean energy, winds into power, trash into fuel. Literally, Sweden became so efficient at recycling it started importing waste from other countries to keep its power plants running. Imagine that. Where the world saw pollution, Sweden saw possibility. Today, over 98% of Sweden's electricity comes from renewable or low-carbon sources. And here's the kicker. They didn't just stop using fossil fuels, they made green energy cheaper and more profitable than coal or oil. Not through slogans, through systems. What does it mean to live in a climate-smart city? In Sweden, it means this. Every bus in Stockholm runs on biofuel. Every new building must meet strict eco-standards. Half the population rides a bike, even in winter. Even their waste heat, from factories, is captured and used to warm homes. They call it circular living, nothing wasted, everything reused. And it's not just for the rich. Swedish climate policy is built on equity, making clean air, energy and transport available to all. They're not just fighting for nature, they're fighting for people. Back in 2017, Sweden passed the Climate Act, making it legally binding for the country to become carbon neutral by 2045. No maybes, no loopholes, no we'll see, just a promise. And while world leaders were making speeches, one Swedish teenager was making history. Greta Thunberg, a quiet girl with a powerful voice, one strike, one sign, one seat outside parliament. Today, millions follow her lead. But honestly, the real story isn't just about Greta, it's about the culture that raised her, a country where young people are taught that their voice matters, where science is sacred, and where silence is never an option. Sweden's not perfect, they still have emissions to cut, industries to green, cars to clean. But, they've proven something vital. You don't need to be big to lead, you don't need to be rich to change, you just need vision and the courage to act. From carbon taxes that actually work, to citizens who vote with climate in mind, to schools that teach kids how to protect the planet, Sweden isn't saving the world. They're showing us how we might save ourselves. Here's a secret that, honestly, few people outside Sweden really know. The country once faced massive deforestation. Logging, industry, war, all of it took a toll. But over the last century, Sweden brought its forests back to life. Now they protect more forest per capita than almost any other country on Earth. Every tree that's cut is replaced. Entire ecosystems are monitored with satellites. Wildlife is returning. In a world where trees are vanishing, Sweden is, planting hope. Sweden is now testing electric roads that actually charge cars while they drive. They're turning steel manufacturing carbon-free and investing billions in climate-smart agriculture. But maybe the boldest thing they've done is shift the national identity itself. To be Swedish now means to care, for land, for water, for tomorrow. Because for them, climate action isn't politics, it's pride, it's who they are. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the rest of us need to learn most of all. There are two ways to live on Earth. One is to take until there's nothing left. The other is to give back. To see nature not as a threat, but as a partner. To build not with concrete alone, but with conscience. Sweden chose the second path. And while it isn't easy, it's working. This isn't just their story, it can be ours too. If this story inspired you, even just a little, put a heart in the comments. Hit like so this message reaches more people. And most of all, subscribe to Estimore Traveling the World. where we tell stories that connect, awaken, and heal. Because together we can write the next chapter. And it starts with you.